How to date a girl from your work. Now, look, guys, disclaimer. I don't recommend this. I'm getting a ton of comments. How do we date girls from work? How do we approach this subject? I've done it, okay? I was in a very serious relationship, very on and off, very toxic with a girl for my corporate job, and I was in there many, many years ago. I don't recommend it, okay? I'm still gonna tell you how to do it. I'm absolutely gonna tell you how to do it, how to execute, and how maybe you can pull it off in a much better light. But it's not ideal for a lot of reasons. And I'm not gonna make this like a don't do this, don't do that video. This is just a disclaimer, okay? Now I'll tell you about how you actually do it. So, in my opinion, you have to be careful of a couple things when it comes to women from work. Women from work oftentimes use men for attention. Why do they do that? They do that because they know the attention at work can't go anywhere because they're in an office, quite literally. If they were to give you that same attention outside of work, they could be at risk of having you do something, pursue them that they don't want any part of. But they know that you are handicapped and confined in an office. And so they feel much more comfortable using you for attention. To put it very simply, I saw a TikTok recently, and this guy posted that this girl from work kept telling him that she wanted to hang out, but never kept always bailing, never making plans. Very, very common, guys. Because think about it. Tons of women too have work husbands. They have a boyfriend at home and they have a work husband at work because they use them for attention. Women are like Tinkerbell. They die without attention. So they extract it any way they can. If that means using a guy at their work that they know likes them and they have no intention of pursuing anything with them, they will do it. So I want you to be very careful about women at work because it's very commonplace to get used. It's very commonplace for a woman to extract a man of resources like his time, attention, money, energy, etc., especially at work, because you're so confined and handicapped around actual pursuing. So they feel more safe using you. Now, that was a bit morbid, but now, if you're certain, okay, that you're like, no, she's single, I'm not the work husband, and I want to pursue this girl, we have great chemistry, and I think there's something there. Here's the sauce. Now, in my situation, I'll give you a brief background of what happened in my situation. In my situation, she was so we were all in sales, so you can imagine the personality, right? Everyone is very talkative and extroverted. Nobody has a problem talking to anybody. And so we were working together one time, and we had good chemistry. It was very early on when we started working together, probably within the first month. But we just hit it off. Cute girl too. And we're working together, and she was like, "What are you doing tonight?" And so she basically asked me out, and I was like, "I don't know, like, what's going on?" She's like, "Oh, let's go to this place." I'm like, "Oh, okay, like, who else is coming?" I just figured it was a work thing. And she was like, "Do you want other people to come?" That's kind of how it happened. You can use this. Okay, I'm going somewhere with this story. That's how it all started. We ended up going out together. We were friends for like a month because we were both in a weird, hesitant place about doing it. And then obviously it just happened over time. Now, you can reverse engineer how she picked me up, okay? You can ask her in a group setting. You want to start in a group setting outside of work, right? There's layers that you can progress through when it comes to office to bedroom. You don't just want to jump and be like, "Hey, pull up tonight." Typically not. I mean, unless it's that freaking obvious, then be bold. But typically, if you meet a girl from work, you want to kind of ascend in comfort level and just progressively be more and more intimate with each other so that it's clearly not work. So what I recommend is you want to start by making plans outside of work with other coworkers, ideally, or other friends, or something in a group environment, because it's a sensitive subject. Now, at my company, it was pretty commonplace, to be honest. Everyone was kind of, it was one of those. But I would still progress into that realm. So you could ask her out, happy hour with coworkers. That works great. Get some coworkers to be involved and then ask her. So get them involved and be like, "Hey, let's all go out. Let's do a happy hour." Now, on the happy hour or on the wherever, right, the group event that you're doing with coworkers and her, obviously spend a bit of time talking to her. Obviously, be more playful than you are within the office. Obviously, use banter. I go over a lot of these things in my other videos that I have, but playful touches. Feel the vibe out, okay? Feel the freaking vibe out. You want to understand if there's an opening here. I'm assuming you don't know that yet. Sometimes you know that. Sometimes you already know that. And you're like, "Oh, this girl's into me." Like, This will do whatever. If you don't know that yet, you want to broach it playfully. You want to broach it with the playful dominance that I talked about. You want to give subtle taps. You want to test touching. You know what I mean? You want to test that. How is she responding to physical touch? Is it positive? Is it negative? Some girls are anti-touch, whatever. Fuck them anyways. But see how it is in conversation, right? Touch her arm. See how it is. Sit next to her. Like, what is she giving you? Because I'm saying all this because I don't want you to get down the road where you spent 3 months trying to hook up with this girl from work and she's not that into you. So we really need to play our cards right. And from this group activity, you should have a really good idea if she's into you or not. A really good idea. How warm is she to you? First off, make sure she's single. Is she reciprocating touch at all? Is she sitting next to you? Is she talking to you? Like, read body language. Have social cues. Be observant over how she's treating you. This will give you a really good eye. Now, if this group thing goes well, on the group thing, while the excitement is there and while you're feeling good and maybe you guys are drinking or whatever, ask her out casually. Be like, hey, we should hang out sometime. See how that goes. See her response. Who cares? Like, ask her out. If it goes well, ask her out. If you're unsure, maybe take a step back. And it's one of those things too where this is in work or this is out of work. You want to be in and out, right? You don't want to be salivating for this woman. You don't want to be chasing her. You don't want to be on your hands and knees. You don't want her to know that you want her. You want to be a little incognito about things. You want to have some sophistication how you operate. With that being said, right? You want to operate a certain way. Don't chase this woman. If you do, it's going to be over. Work or not work, right? So play it cool. Play it cool. But when you hit it off, let's go out. If you hit it off and you're in a co-working and not co-working, but with the group and you're out, she will say yes. There's no way she does not say yes. I think going from work to group to one-on-one is a lot better than work to one-on-one, in my opinion. Obviously, feel out the damn chemistry. Now, when you're at work, I guess let's talk about work etiquette. Every company's gonna be a little bit different, the culture, etc. I wasn't like when I was dating that girl, I would see her work and like barely act like I know her. To be completely frank, I was like, I'm here to work. That's one big thing that will happen. That if you make this mistake, she will lose interest in you. If you're seeing a girl from work and you start losing focus on work and only focusing on her, she's not going to like you. She's going to retreat. She's going to fall back because that's not attractive to women. When you go to work and you see her, sup. That's it. Get back to work. Literally don't talk to her at all. Don't do lunches with her. Don't sit next to her. Funny enough, we used to work together before we started hooking up, me and this girl. We used to work together. We'd make calls together, whatever. When we started seeing each other, we did not work together. We did one or two things like outbound, like outside to carpool. But I was not sitting next to her in the office. Hi, that was it. You want to detach and you want to separate these things. You don't want to become a lovey-dovey guy that's attached in the work environment. It's unattractive. You also don't want to tell anybody. Don't want to tell anybody. Don't flex this. Don't do any of that. Unattractive to her. So you want to broach this subject in a very relaxed way. And you also want to broach it in a very detached way. Like, you're cool. Let's hang out. But when I'm working, I'm working. Like, don't bother. Like, I'll see you another time. You have to have that frame. Because then she's going to be attracted to that and then she's going to chase that. But again, disclaimer. Have abundance. Okay? Look at all of your options on the chessboard. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially with a girl from work. And play your cards right. Above all, make sure she's not using you. Because I've seen this so many times. Girls use men at work for attention. With husbands, with boyfriends. They tease there because they know that it's never going to escalate. It's fucked. Women can be wildly selfish. And I don't want you, my friend, in the real game, to get used like that. I don't want it to happen. So feel out the energy, go through the steps I talked about, and be careful.